two-shot launch steel tip action on the 4th generation Bandit board, adding the one-piece flight deck system to all steel tip barrels as well. I'll be throwing 23-gram weight everything, starting with the Celt Tornos, followed by Roman Empire Juno, and finally the Celt Balor Dart. God, I love the steel tip version even more. It's longer and more torpedo-y than the soft tip. We've got a straight barrel now with evenly distributed weight. I'm going to use that King Crown milling as my grip reference. Shot calls that gnarly rear section vessel grip, I believe. It's unmatched by anything I've felt before, honestly. 83 scored. Next up, we've got the Celt Balor Bomber Dart. This is the hardest changeup for me because it's front-weighted, so that means I have to hold in the max diameter. Yeah, good pick. Oh my gosh, guys. New darts, new Bandit dartboard, and new flight deck colors. Go ham.
You muted, right?
Welcome back, everybody, to DPFL Darts Season 11. We're covering a Super Cup 3 match tonight, which should be absolutely thrilling to see. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Steve McDowell on the mic. Steve, it's a pleasure to have you back. How was your week off?
It was enjoyable. Trust me. Played a little golf.
20 and a single 20.
Well, there you go. And, you know, for people that don't know, because they might just think you don't know how to play darts after a Super Cup match, they should know you are a pretty good golfer.
Yeah, I kind of like to play golf. That's for sure. It's the only time I can do something. I ain't got to worry about anything else. So some people call me on the golf course. That's the worst phone call you're ever going to get from me. Leave me alone.
I'm surprised you'd even hit the answer button.
Exactly. So tonight is our it's one of my favorites, right? This is cricket and steel tip, one of my favorites. So yeah. This will be enjoyable to watch this tonight.
I hope there's wiggling as well, and then we really have everything going strong in the Steve McDowell camp.
We're gonna 100% gonna miss out on the wiggling because what do they got to show? I mean, if we hit a double in cricket, you've just messed up. That's all that is.
That is also true. Oh, yeah, this is going to be that Super Cup 3. So just for reference, everybody, the Super Cups are automatic invites for every single person participating in Season 11. There was 4 different Super Cups this go-arounds. And in this one, Super Cup 3 is hotly contested as we have a lot of players in that Division 3, Division 4 that kind of qualified for this range.
Yeah, Division 3. We're talking about the playoffs are going to be starting here soon, and it's like 50 plus people that have made the playoffs. So there's quite a few divisions, or quite a few, I guess divisions in Division 3. So there's just a tremendous amount of people in there.
Yeah, and it's cool to see just the program being as healthy as ever. I mean, obviously with Season 10 getting back up and going was just a bated breath of, are we going to be up and going? Season 11 showing growth, and Season 12 looking brighter and better than ever as it's quickly around the corner.
Well, the other thing is the payouts are actually higher than what they were before. So because we're doing it by the divisions, that Division 3 with so many players, whoever wins Division 3 or even Division 2, for that sake, because I think there might be 100 plus people in there. I mean, you're looking at payouts. I don't have it in front of me, but I guarantee you the first place is like $1,500 to $2,000. So, you know, it's worth playing in the leagues. These are longer leagues, but, if you manage to come out on top, one, you earned it, and two, you earn a lot of money. So it's kind of good. It goes hand in hand.
Well, these guys are trying to vie for a top spot in their playoff bracket, by the way, for the Super Cup. This is a top 16 matchup, and I believe with the top 16, they automatically get a free entry into a nightly event. So they already got that. And then if you get a couple more wins, you can get a Super Cup jersey and a little prize money, I think, up front. So pretty happy. I mean, when you're in this deep into the bracket, you're going to be feeling pretty good about your run, thinking, man, I might actually have a chance at this.
Well, obviously, I don't have a chance at this because I'm out already, thanks to you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
In reality, no, I don't like cricket. I ain't gonna lie. So, there.
Well, you heard it here, folks. It's okay. I ended up winning one more after you, and then getting completely destroyed after that in a 4-0 loss.
Well, what I'd like to do is that, I know people do want to play cricket and steel tip.
20 and 219.
I personally don't know why, but yeah, if they do want to play cricket and steel tip, and our leagues are coming, they're being formed now with Dark Connect. So as soon as Dark Connect can get back to us, we will be giving up cricket leagues every night of the week coming up. With 01 leagues every night of the week coming up as well. So right now it's just a Dark Connect programming thing. Once Dark Connect gets that going on for us, well, that's when we'll be offering all these other leagues out. So soon to come for sure.
That's great. I mean, and what I do like about steel tip cricket compared to soft tip is just simply the fact that it doesn't feel like a 9 mark is expected. Rather, a 9 mark can just change the exact game state. And you play soft tip cricket, and you're constantly saying, okay, I expect my opponent to hit a 9. What can I do to get around it? Instead, it's just about staying only a 9 ahead in cricket, if not a little bit less, because 9 marks are just significantly rare, even in the high end of the cricket steel tip game.
Yeah, anytime I played in a steel tip cricket game, 3 singles, I call them 3 fatties. 3 fatties is like gold, right? When you're playing cricket like this, and you can just, 3 in the middle all day long, you got a really good chance of winning. Because again, even in cricket, now again, if you're playing in 3 and 2 and stuff like that, if you're playing the upper division, those guys can hit the triples as well. But as you're a beginning cricket player in steel tip, you should really concentrate and just trying to hit the 3 mark and watch how well you do.
Well, right now this is a Supercup 3 matchup, right? So a lot of these players are in the more average range of averages, so to speak. Look at that. 2.7 plays at 2.8 is what we're looking at right now. A 3 marker around, it would be beating either one of these gentlemen. So yeah, getting the 3 fatties, as you put it, has a lot of value in a format like this.
I was told who told me that? It was either John Beard or Tucker Davey. It was shit, it might have been Jim Widmeyer. Someone told me, I don't know who it was. It was one of those guys. They were really good, right? They were way better than me. They said the cricket game in steel tip is won on the 16s and the 15s. And I never understood that until I played. And every time I got down to the 16s and 15s, they're harder to hit because, when you're slinging 01, you're never slinging at 15s to 16 triples. Maybe the triple 16, but never the triple 15. So it's just not a number you throw it that often. So neither one of them. But you're ripping the 20s and 19s, 18s, even 17s every now and then. But you just don't. Those other ones. And they always said, man, if you forget those, in the end they'll haunt you. And sometimes you watch people struggle.
Yeah, that's bang on. I actually had a video. Probably is almost a year ago now that when it came out, but it was breaking down the 15s and 16s strategy, and it took one of those CSC matches, one of the soft tip cricket matches, and used it as a reference point. But you're absolutely right, and whoever you stole that advice from is even smarter because it's amplified in steel. You have the least amount of practice typically hitting the triple segment of those numbers comparatively, but also on top of that, people just forget how much more inefficient a 15 is versus a 20. Right now, Joshua Beam fighting on the 15s. Really, Patrick should never mathematically lose from this position, even if he didn't get the close there, just because of how many more 15s you have to hit than 20s.
Well, like you said, right there is exactly what I had done. I'd go now to just concentrate on closing his 15. He's out. So now he's got to go Bulls. Well, that's that's even harder to try to come back on. So in that sense of the word, sometimes when you get a lead like that, if I get a lead someone in cricket in steel tip, and I've gone through like the 20s, maybe 1918s, and I've hit a trip and I'm up a little bit, I throw those rogue bull shots, right? Because if you could sneak a bull in anywhere during the course of the game at the end, it helps because when you comes down the end, you've got to hit 3 bulls on a steel tip. That's not so easy. So it's not even close. So it's very difficult. So if you could steal one anywhere during the course of the game, like you go trip, you get a chance to steal, give it a shot. What do you got to lose? You got plenty of time in steel tip to come back in cricket.
Yeah, and that's actually one of my favorite differences between the steel and soft tip versions of cricket, as it looks like Patrick Scholten should get leg number 1 on the board. Needs one more bull. Get it? Might be outside.
Can't see. and he's taking his time.
Yeah, where's the wiggle? No.
See, if he had wiggled the damn dart, we would have seen whether the other one was in.
So, but one of my favorite differences is people utilize the bull way more in steel tip cricket than they do in soft tip. In soft tip, it's okay, I'm pushed down to the bull, there's nothing else left. That's the majority of the times you see that. In steel, I honestly sometimes as Patrick does get that leg number 1 on the board, forego 16s and 15s to utilize the bull a little bit earlier because frankly the odds of me hitting double bull is not that different than hitting a trip 16 or trip 15 at times it feels. And
so,
you'll
somebody
see that
just whispered. Somebody just whispered in Patrick's room, "Wiggle the last dart in the bullseye to win the game."
Wait,
he just wiggled the last. It's only one dart on the board, and he wiggled it. It was in the middle of the bull, in the bullseye. No reason to wiggle that dart at all, Patrick. That is absolutely wrong. That's just showing
absolutely wrong. Oh, that's incredible.
Now, some people actually, though, in the cricket game, they'll go, once you go through 20, 19, 18, 17, they go right to the bulls because the bull's actually worth more than 15, 16s. It just, I don't know what it is. I just think it's because maybe it's harder to hit. I don't know. I just like to sneak bulls in as I'm playing the game of cricket. Again, when I played you with the cricket, I was like, man, I ain't played a steel tip cricket game in a long time. This is going to be ugly. It's just the way it goes. And it was like, yep.
Oh,
that's why three fat ones in these things. It's just right here. You just take 3 fat ones. Look at that. See, you got the lead. Take 3 fatties. Boom, win it.
Josh failed to close it, and then Patrick only hit it 2 after. You're absolutely right. If that was just a big 3 mark on the 20s for Patrick to punish the X, would have been huge. Instead, it gave Joshua another opportunity. He collects the 3 big ones, and now the 19s are up for grabs immediately. Joshua doesn't even have to start 20 like he probably otherwise would have if it was closed.
Correct. Now I had to go 3 fatties right here, and he went high.
Oh, high in 12.
Nope.
Single 19, single 20.
I don't know if I like the bailout play in there because at first I was not in a bad position. I think getting that close in the 19 is so massive for you, but only 120 doesn't matter. Although Patrick, ice cold right now.
Single 19.
Yeah, he should still go with the 19s. He should just aim for the fat part of it and just give him 3 solid shots at it, and he'd be up at least one number with 60. You take your chances.
Yeah, I agree. He should be staying for the close.
I don't know if that one's in or not. Let's see.
The last one's for sure in.
Close it up. Yeah.
We got a couple commenters in here hanging out, saying hi. We got Native America tuning in again. We got Richard Henshaw, Chris Ferens, excuse me. Dart Stroll on there. We got Mark Robinson, who says, I remember a time when Steve used to say, I never lose at cricket. Don't worry, guys. I'm making Steve humble. Mike Croning saying howdy. So appreciate all you guys tuning in and everyone else as well. Those are all
it's like Patrick's are missing. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get nervous. Sometimes I always said the hardest number is hit a fatty, but you can still aim for the trip. But I mean, it's sometimes when it deems it like there, that's just probably nerves on Patrick's part because he hits a solid fat one right in the middle. It looks like he was going for singles too because he wasn't near the triple whatsoever.
No,
he needs some points.
I want to pick your brain here for a second. You see, Patrick actually has the middle of the treble marks on each of the segments. How do you feel about that on the trebles and doubles, the having little aiming markers there?
I haven't seen where the aiming markers for me have done much. I mean, when I'm going for a single, especially when I play cricket, I throw more singles in cricket than I even attempt to, because it all depends on my partners. If he's hitting triples, then you got to shoot triples. But in this instance here, I mean, Joshua right here could systematically take him out, but he's going for that one more point. When he was on the last round, he had a single 18. He could have simply went down to the 17s, hit 2 17s. He'd been in a wonderful position, right? See, he would be right here where he is now. Instead, now Patrick still has. I would close 20s, and I'd hit 2 17s.
He agreed with your strategy.
There, yeah, well, because now he's got the upper hand. So now Joshua has to go find the number.
Yeah.
So now he's going to find the number. Now he's being put in the pressure situation, even though he's up.
Well, and the math is, now that 2 mark from Patrick means Joshua has to hit a 4, close on the 17, and close another number for it to be effectively a punishing. And this is looking less likely. So now Patrick can go up, even if he only hits a 5 mark, now puts himself in range of being 1 mark away from his opponent plus the close number. So this is a great strategy selection from Patrick.
Yeah, if he literally, well, I see the first one's in a double 7, but did he get 2 of them?
16s.
Yeah, it looks like 2.
Just puts all the pressure back on Joshua. That's all. Ooh,
now, Joshua, that's a good marker. All over. Can he get one between those 2 darts?
Yes.
He tried.
Even when you're playing, 0-1, and they say, "Oh, that's a good marker," right? You know how hard it is to hit your own damn dart? What is that? If I could hit my own damn dart, I could just throw it in the damn double. So if you think I'm going to ricochet off my dart into the double, he put himself a nice marker. No, he didn't. He missed. It just happened to be close to where he could throw it in there.
Wait. Do you have a problem with the concept of a marker dart? It's not obviously he didn't aim to mark, but now that it's there, it marked.
Well, obviously. I mean, but he didn't throw the marker there on purpose. None of them do. Well, let me miss first and bounce one off and show my trick shots out. No. Joshua's in trouble here.
Oh, Steve, you always put me into some new perspectives. I like it. I'm learning.
I'll just be in common sense here. If someone's thrown at the double 10 and they miss just on the outside of the wire, right? As Carl Powers would say, wire. So if you miss the wire, you're not throwing it there on purpose. You're trying to throw it in the damn double 10 so you win the game.
Well, I can't believe
Patrick missed all 3. Oh,
yeah, he just needed 3 marks to have advantage going into the bulls. Collects nothing, and now he's going to be needing 5 bulls on his return here for a 2-0 advantage. It still is possible with Joshua not collecting any bulls on the last 2 darts, though.
This is why every now and then you throw yourself a random bull at it. There's nothing wrong with a random bull because at the end of the game, man, it's huge. You get one?
Yeah, I got one in there. Is Random Bull, sponsored by Red Bull. Actually, we're not sponsored by Red Bull, but please give us your money. We are sponsored by Shot Darts and Florida Commercial Care, though, so thank you guys for your continued support.
What did he get
2
there?
bulls.
2 bulls there for Josh. So 4 bulls needed for Patrick. It's a bailout shot. There's 1. It's a marker dart.
Oh, here we go again. Oh, double.
No, that's a single. 2 bulls.
Oh, it's not enough.
No,
so we're going to go from the wiggles in 0-1 to markers and cricket. Is that what you're going to tell me?
There's markers. I called out marker darts in the 0-1. I think you just tuned me out half the time because you're too busy talking about wiggling.
I just did the marker darts. It's crap. It makes no sense in the marker dart. I guess I'm glad somebody gave it a title, but that's it. There's nothing more than that than a title.
Well, oh my gosh.
Needed 1. Oof.
Well, you still need 2 for Patrick. The first one was margins off, but finds a double on the last.
Thanks.
Wow.
Oh, that hurts the jewels right there at the end. I mean, you're just going to throw a double in there. Yikes.
And I will say, I think Joshua's shot selection kind of abandoned him at times. There was times where he added extra points where he probably should have been more aggressive. But then there was also other times where he's being really aggressive and not adding any more points. Patrick is just able to win a scrappy one. He's not going to be happy, but he's not going to be mad about it either. And just going to try to move on to this next leg.
He should not have tried to point. He had, and again, cricket is about your opponent in steel tip. It's got nothing about in soft tip. It's ridiculous, right? You had to throw a 3 mark in soft tip. You might as well lose, right? But in steel tip, play to your opponent. If your opponent is shooting a 2-5, right? Concentrate on hit the fat numbers. If you hit a triple, great. But concentrate on just closing numbers. Closing numbers wins game. And if you give an opportunity to sling the bullseye, then sling it. But just to get another 20 points on 1 dart, hoping you're going to hit a triple in steel tip, soft tip, oh yeah, all day long. Steel tip, nah. You can't just wing out triples in steel tip at our level, right? The Spellmans, Gates, all those guys, those Stowey, Yeah, those guys can hit triples up there. The premier guys are good. Norma do. The guys they're awesome. They can do all that stuff. But us humans,
We're
us normal people.
Well, you're absolutely right that the strategy does have to adapt based on your skill level. I will say best practice, even in steel, is still always ask what does a 9 mark do if it's hit against me? If my opponent hit the perfect turn, how bad would I be in trouble here? And that should be the question on top of your mind majority of the time, especially in a league like this where Patrick's ahead. Patrick should be thinking, what can I do to make sure that if Josh collects a 9, that he doesn't get himself back into it? Because it's about controlling your opponent. When you get to the highest of levels, it's just about weathering the storm and trying to cast your own thunderstorm clouds. But in this, it's more about, hey, just play smart. If you're shooting at the right segments and you're keeping your mental clear, anybody can win this Super Cup 3.
No, I agree with you that. I mean, anyone can win the Super Cup. Anyone can win cricket and steel tip at this level, for sure. I mean, it's a lot harder to play cricket. It just is. I mean, again, how many times you're playing 0-1, you're shooting at 18. You may shoot one round at it. You're not shooting 7 legs at it. You know what I mean? You're just not doing that.
No, but even like right now for Joshua, he had that last leg, made a couple of strategical errors, and the leg ended up getting taken by Patrick on a last start double. Now has started off this leg a little bit slow. He's ramped up a little bit in these last couple of throws, but Patrick, he's likely for a 3-0 advantage at this current rate, unless Joshua puts a stop. And I think he's still thinking about that last leg a little bit.
Yeah, they get away from you. Trust me. Look what happened when I played you. They all got away from me. So I mean, what's the difference? I mean,
well, I'm intimidating. Yes. You can just say it.
Yeah, you and a buttercup. That's how intimidated I was. It was just, even though I lost, but just so you know.
Do you see Warren Wiggles Cheeseman in the chat, by the way? So
he needs a new shirt.
Wiggles?
It's got to go Wiggles. He's got to go Wiggles. I mean, that's awesome.
The last dart bender didn't stick. Wiggles did. Sorry, Warren.
No, starts this. That was a good one, but no. He's been renamed. He's been renamed forever, DPFL.
Oh, look at this. Patrick gets that close, moves on. He's able to just continue pushing the envelope here. What should have absolutely been a 1-1 scenario is now looking like a 3-0 win. Patrick's going to be feeling a little jazzed going into the top 8, unless of course, Joshua starts mounting up a heck of a comeback right here.
Yeah, but what did I tell you? Here we are on the 16s and 15s. That's when it gets ugly.
Single 16.
It's very difficult.
Well, the winner of this match will go on to play either Chris Fountain or Matt Bell in that top 8 matchup. And then on the other side, currently Kevin Sheldon waiting on the winner of Jim Helms and Sean St. Laurent.
Please, people out in the DPFL world, please beat Kevin Sheldon. Somebody out there beat Kevin Sheldon because he will message me nonstop that he won. And he's already said how bad he feels for all the people in his division. And we're like, what are you got to be kidding me. So, please, I might have to start giving free merchandise away just to beat Kevin Sheldon. So let's make that happen.
So if anybody beats Kevin Sheldon in the Super Cup, Steve McDowell will personally send you an autographed hat.
That's awesome.
Correct. That's exactly right. I won't put my name on it because it'll mess up the hat. But I'll send you a hat for sure.
You'll sign it.
We have a bounty. Spellman. There is now a bounty on Kevin Sheldon. It's a free DPFL hat if you beat Kevin Sheldon.
Warren Cheeseman also says, I looked at a couple legs and noticed I did wiggle the darts a lot. I've been working on it since. I will say, as much as it does drive Steve crazy, I don't think that it's a high on the list of priorities of things you should worry about in your own dart game to focus on fixing that. Warren, live your truth.
I am trying to save your dart port, Warren. I am trying to save you from waddling out your numbers because as much as you wiggled, normally people wiggle on the winning shot. You wiggle all the time. You're the wiggle man. It's just like just give it a wiggle when you win, and just move on. But your board is suffering.
Keep wiggling, my friend. I'm pro wiggle around here. That's a great 5 mark from Joshua. He's fighting himself back in. A big 3.
Back. Look at this.
But I don't mind Patrick here. He finds that first start trouble and then hits the last start. Never mind. If you know the last start's going to close, then it doesn't matter. That was a great shot there for Patrick.
Once again, Joshua's going, what do I got to do? Every time I hit somebody, he closes a number on a one shot.
Yeah, Scholten's just shooting him well.
Mark. Ouch. It's kind of weird because the first couple games, these guys didn't really shoot more than a 2.5 or so, and now they're he's a 2.9. He's come down a little bit, Patrick, because before he was really killing it.
Yeah, I think it was a 2.8 and then a 2.0 and 2.9 are the last three averages there for Patrick, if I'm not mistaken. And again, it shows that what you're right, though, and absolutely right, is singles win the games more than the triples do a lot of the times at this level. Hitting those three big singles rather than turning those 1 mark rounds into 2 marks and those 2 marks into 3s, absolutely massive, because if you average a 3.0 in any of these legs, you would have won.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. But again, I don't care where you're playing at, where if you're playing in a tournament somewhere else, I mean, and you're playing cricket, you just got to know your opponent. If your opponent is, just an average shooter, then, 3.0 is going to kill him in cricket. A 3.0 in soft tip, beats like not a lot of people, but, in here, 3.0 would be win a lot
games.
That's for sure.
Yeah, but like proportionally,
the Bulls in 15s, 16s, they're huge. Got to be.
Well, a 3 MPR in steel, I mean, roughly translates to like a 4.1, 4.2 almost, give or take in soft tip. It's not 1 for 1, but yeah. And if you compare proportionally, a 4 wins compared to the average dart player, a majority of legs. Now, obviously, there's plenty of people at the top end, but no game shot.
The crazy part is I think I saw some stat the other day, or I saw something on Facebook where it was a tournament out there. I don't know which tournament it was. It might have been Virginia Beach. It was one of those where it was the high-end steel guys playing, and Stowe Bunce was playing a gentleman. And I don't remember the gentleman's name, and I'm sorry, but the gentleman shot a 9.0 in steel tip cricket and lost to Stowe Bunce because Stowe went 9 mark, double bull, single bull. Stowe only threw 8 darts.
He threw a perfect 8 dart game. That's incredible.
The other guy threw a 9 triples, and he lost the game.
That is incredible. Well, it would have had to been 6 triples, right? Because he would have had to gone first.
He went 9 mark, and then bull, double bull. Yeah, so Stowe won first.
Yeah, so that's incredible. Incredible stuff. By the way. Yeah, this is. But like, you only need one bull. Commit, just commit.
No.
Now you can bail for 1. 23 points adds a bull. If you hit a single 19, doesn't do it.
Miss.
Oh, single is all that's needed.
Outside, needs to find a bull. Needs to get himself a dart. I don't think that's in. Okay. Can we get a wiggle check, please? No.
It's not good.
And now another 3 for Patrick. Again, a single does add a bull here because it is a 23, but it doesn't matter.
It's a double.
Good shot. Thanks. Took a while to get there.
Yeah, I was trying to creep back in.
Yeah.
Oh, smokes! I thought you were going to do it there for a second.
Oh.
Good match there, guys. I mean, that was some great shooting. Patrick, that first leg, you guys were fighting back and forth. What were you feeling in that leg 1 battle?
Just kind of hoping you'd miss the 19s once. Wasn't happening too quickly.
Well, you ended up getting that leg there, but Joshua, you came out swinging in leg number 2. You were looking very likely to do some damage, and it came down to the bulls at the end. What were your last thoughts in that second leg?
Man, I was so nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was out of it, and I finally got another chance. So I was like, "Oh, let me try for it," and I missed.
Well, it was still a great battle back and forth between you guys every single leg. It was a lot of fun. Patrick, you're moving on to the top 8 now. Is your aspirations to win Supercup 3 this go round, or what's your mindset at right now?
Moving forward, throw better darts, finish better. I don't know why. I usually like the bullseye, but finishing these games of cricket have been tough lately.
Well, gentlemen, we do appreciate you guys playing on our stream today. We had a lot of fun watching your games. And Patrick, best of luck to you with the rest of your Super Cup and to the rest of your guys' run here. Do appreciate both of you guys playing on the stream today.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate everything you do too.
All righty, Steve. Well, that will do it here for our main coverage of the Super Cup 3. A little bit of a quick stream tonight. But you know what? Minimal wiggles, maximum fun. I had a good time calling some games with you, bud.
No, that was cool. I didn't mind doing the cricket. Even though I don't like it, I don't mind doing cricket.
Well, we have a couple
I'd rather do 0-1.
Well, now you know. Well, we also are hitting playoff season right now, so we're about to get some really good stuff coming our way here soon enough. Folks, every Tuesday we will be live for more action, except for this next Tuesday because of NDA Team Dart. I don't know about that, but we're live most Tuesdays, guys, and we will be back with some more action here. Stay tuned. Make sure to follow over on Facebook, DPFL Darts, to be in the know about what's coming up next. I'm Nick Scher, joined by Steve McDowell. Have a good one, everybody. One final word from our sponsors.